Hey, middle-aged musician here again. Today I wanted to talk about my Hiwatt T2010 Mark III. It's one of the more recent Hiwatt amps models. If you're at all familiar with Hiwatt, you know that they've gone through numerous owner changes over the years. Most people would probably say anything after the 70s or 80s really doesn't seem like a real Hiwatt. I don't know. It's kind of like saying a Marshall DSL doesn't seem like a Marshall, but there definitely been a number of changes. One of the classic aspects of the old DR504s and 103s was the build quality and the way that they were wired. Just impeccable wiring jobs. You can probably look up some pictures of the guts. It's not hard to find them on the internet and get an idea for just how much work and quality was there. This is a PCB amp. Like I said, it's kind of the newest owners, which there's all kinds of legal drama around who owns Hiwatt and all that. This is from the MkIII. You can go to the Hiwatt site in England and you can buy these. You can buy these on Reverb. This one I bought used, so I'm not sure how old it is. It might be reasonably old, just because it says MkIII on the back, and it has a what looks like a date code that looks pretty early and a pretty low serial number. So all that being said, I'm going to walk it through, playing through some vintage 30 speakers as well as some Fane style speakers that they've reused purple backs, which would be closer to what you would think with the Hiwatt sound. When people talk about Hiwatt sound, the vintage Fanes are a big part of that. I really could have gone down that road even further and used the 413s in my high tone cabinet, but I just stuck with those two cabinets. I've been doing a lot of gear demos with the V30, so, and that's probably a more an easier option for people to find if they just were using a speaker they had around. I also go through the boost channel a little bit with the go through a boost with a JHS Nauticlon. Just demonstrate using that on both the clean and dirty channels. I guess I should mention this is a 2-channel amp, spring reverb. A lot of people don't like the distortion channel. I think it depends a lot on the speakers. When I used to play this with the 112 Hiwatt speaker with their Octopulse speaker in it, and I didn't like that speaker all that much. I wound up selling it, and I put the Fane Crescendo that you can buy from Avatar, which I believe is the same model that they're putting in the high-end Fane equipped speakers. Curiously, you can buy the cabinet and the speaker separately for less than you can buy the Fane equipped speaker cabinet, and then sell the Octopulse or do whatever with it. So anyway, I just use a room mic. I was going to use some Sennheiser 609s, but I said I'm flipping back and forth, and I'll just use a room mic. It'll be adequate for what we're doing here. I played it either straight in or through the Nauticlon using my Gretsch double jet that right there, the turquoise. Using that guitar most of the time, 90% of the time I'm on the bridge pickup. I do switch to the neck pickup a little bit, but it's primarily on the bridge. And then I'm using an attenuator. I have the amp in full power mode. It does have a half power switch. I have it in full power mode. I'm using an attenuator. There are a few times where I flip the attenuator off so that you can kind of hear or see on the decibel meter the full volume of it. It does get pretty loud. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoy the video. I've got some gut shots. I've got hopefully enough things to keep you entertained for the 10 or 15 minutes this video is probably going to be. So that's it. Thank you, and I will chat with you later. Okay, here's the outside of this amp. We've got a power switch, standby switch, power indicator. We're going to have a master volume, and like a lot of kind of Hiwatt style amps, you get a lot of the breakup, when you get breakup, comes from the master volume. So in my demos, I'm using it with an attenuator, and sometimes I'll flip it onto full power on the attenuator just to demonstrate how loud it is. But we have this reverb. I demonstrate the reverb early on, but I turned it off for the rest of the demo. We have a treble mid, and the mid has a pull that cuts out a lot of the mid frequencies, kind of thins out the signal to me. A bass, an overdrive gain, and a kind of clean channel or normal gain. Then you have a channel selector switch, single input, and then there's this kind of cheesy auxiliary input that I don't know if people use. To me, it makes it look a little cheesy. Kind of standard handle on the top, standard feet on the bottom. Look at the back. Here on the back, we of course have from this side we have the foot switch selector, jack for the foot switch, which will switch for reverb and channels. We have an effects send and return. We have a line out, which I've actually never used, speaker, and then a switch for full or half power, pentode, triode. I leave it in full power. I just think it sounds a little fuller. And as I mentioned, I use an attenuator and then the IC cable. If you look all the way over here, you'll see Max Watt. This amp has been sold, I think, under both monikers. If you know anything about Hiwatts, there's been all kinds of ownership, been controversy over ownership and everything. This is the current owners. This is one of their models that they have. I won't speak to it being, a real Hiwatt. It's a Hiwatt style circuit, definitely. For my real, Hiwatt DR style itch, I have my high tone over there. But that's it for the outside. We'll take a look at the inside next. Okay, let's take a look at the externals on this. Two EL84s for power tubes. Be Class A, B. Two 12AX7s, those are going to be your preamps. 12AU7, that's going to be your phase inverter, feeding both sides of these EL84s. Output transformer, power transformer, they'll say federal. So it's even pretty decent quality-wise from there. Everything's labeled, that's nice. Let's flip it around and see what the other side of this puppy looks like. Okay, so we do have the real spring reverb here. The jacks don't look that bad. Pots are okay. You know, it's a circuit board design, plugs in a lot of stuff nowadays. There's not really any surface mount or anything tricky to get to. It actually looks like it would be reasonably easy to get to everything to work on it. Unscrew all the jacks, unscrew the board, you can flip that out. Likewise on the front, a lot of manufacturers do this when they are building mass-produced amps and they mount the tubes to the circuit board. I don't like that. A lot of other people don't like that. You can wind up with taking tubes in and out. You can actually wind up doing damage to the board, needing to reflow solder connections and that. It also puts a lot of extra heat on the board, and it takes away some room on the board. I like to use ceramic or phenolic. I prefer ceramic sockets mounted to the chassis that then you wire to. But this is common practice. There's nothing wrong with it, other than what I stated there. Weird little glue daub here. Not sure what that. It's a little odd construction there, but otherwise everything looks reasonably tidy and neat. I like the fact that on the tube sockets they actually label them on this side of the board as well. So again, seems like it'd be relatively easy to work on. 12AX7, 12AX7, 12AU7, EL84, EL84. So I'm guessing this might be the build date. I don't know. It says 2011-07-29. I bought this used. This could be that old. Anyway, view on the inside. Those who are familiar with the sort of Hiwatts of old, they were known for their military spec wiring, turret board construction. This is pretty much the opposite of that. But like I said, modern amps, that's how a lot of them are built unless you go to a boutique builder. Just have a couple quick corrections when I was going through the internals of that amp. It's the first time I actually looked on the inside. I made the assumption when I saw the pair of EL84s this was a Class AB amp, push-pull, but it's actually a cathode bias Class A amp, which is going to be like the same as like a 1973X Marshall or a old Wen Dominator. That 12AU7 is actually not the phase inverter because it doesn't need a phase inverter. That's to power the reverb, I believe. I need to look a little bit more closely, but I'm 90% sure that's what that is. I also called the Purplebacks Dave Reeves. It's actually Reeves Amplification. Dave Reeves was the guy at Hiwatt. Reeves Amplification is not the same people. They make Hiwatt reproductions. So anyway, I thought I'd slip that in real quick.